Hi, Neha Didi. Hi, Khushbu.
Hi Vigya. Hi.
Neha Didi, are you there? We cannot see your video.
Yes, Vidya. Hi.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
So today
Hi.
we are here to take up another topic which Navneet has been working on from quite some time, which is autism and communication. Since Khushbu is here with us for a short while and she might have to step out in between. So, Khushbu, I'll hand over to you to add what you want to add, and then we'll go ahead with our webinar.
All right, Vigya. So a very, very warm welcome, I would say, because we have been doing these webinars, running them live with like premiering them live on YouTube from past some time. So a very warm welcome to each and everyone who's watching this video, either in the live mode or later. And you've been through a couple of sessions already. So nothing much new for you, but here is a very, very important topic, the major area where we are struggling with our kids. Rather, I would say our kids are struggling with us. So, here today at Sigan Mantras, in our series with Q&A with Navneet, we have the topic autism and communication, for which we've been like looking for answers where not. We have knocked almost every possible door to get answers to our some very common questions, and yet things sometimes don't help us. So let's hear it from Navneet. I mean, Navneet has put in a lot of, he invested a lot of time. He recalled what he was going through in his earlier days, how Neha helped him, how his environment, family, friends, everybody supported him, how he now communicates with Vigya over the chat and everything. So communication is something which is very close to each one's heart, this topic. So I wouldn't take much long to introduce Sigan Mantras and Navneet now. Let's straight away move to the topic, Vigya and Neha. What say, guys?
Yes, let's get
Yes.
started. I
Mm.
am very, very curious to hear his answers since this topic, like you said, is very, very core to autism and
Right.
very, very important for all of us. Okay, let's get started. Uh, are you both able to see my screen?
Yes, Vigya,
Yes.
very much. And also, guys, I would just take a little permission from you to step out in between as I have something very important to attend at 10:30. So I will just sneak out in between, and Vigya and Neha will continue be with you. Yeah.
Oh, all right, yes, thank you, Kushbu.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Vigya, take it away.
Okay, let's get started. Question and answers with Navneet, autism and communication. And here is the first question. It says, my son is not ready to sit and listen to story. Any simple day-to-day conversation.
Vijay,
I
sorry to interrupt, but we can't
Yeah.
see the slides moving. I mean, I still can see the first slide on my screen. If Neha
Okay.
can confirm, Neha, how is it at your end?
Even I'm not seeing.
Oh, so maybe Vijay, you can just stop
Okay.
sharing. Yeah, yeah. Now
Uh,
it's come. It's come.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Please take it away. Yeah.
Sure. So it says my son is not ready to sit and listen to story. Any simple day-to-day conversation. I am really feeling helpless. Didi, can you see the answer?
the answer, yes, yes, I'm getting.
Yeah.
So the answer for the question is good to make a story interesting, playing pretend play. Show him the story and give him the character in the role play. On playing story and the being in character, he enjoy it with fun. With kids, not just showing the books, but playing the character become interesting. You can also use the puppets to read the story. It's a story of cat and mouse. Use the role play by becoming you a cat and your child a mouse. Create your own story to his understanding level with simple dialogue. Uh, to do a need-based, it is the second question. What he is answering. To do a need-based communication, give him a more choice-making task like to get your favorite game toy. You want to have first roti or rice in dinner. You want to first play or finish homework. Give simple instructions to follow. If not giving attentions, more gestures to know the commands. First, work on receptive language. He's giving some examples and he's telling how to play the pretend play. And this reminds me of my niece, how they used to play pretend play when they were small and when Navneet was small, you know. When I used to go to my parents' place, we all used to get together there in the summer holidays. And my niece, Akshara and Aditi used to play, you know, pretend play. They used to, daily they one some role play, you know. One day some vegetable vendor like that, some days like the parlor. Means they with the name of the shop parlor they used to open and they used to one should be the customer and one is the parlor girl. They used to play daily. They used to play some pretend play, and he used to. He never used to be sit and involve to be used to be a part of that pretend play, but he used to observe it very keenly when he was small, you know. He used to sit with them and he used to observe, and he used to show so much interest in observing how they used to play, you know. That I think made him to write about this, what he used to feel about the pretend play and how he took this play, you know, at that time. I think he has shared his experience. Means what is the importance of the play and the stories, what it impacts on the communication and socialization. He is coming out with his experience and with his observation, I think. So, you know, whenever they used to play, whatever the role play, or when they both used to tell the stories, interacting with each other, he used to sit with them and he used to observe that what they are telling the story and all, you know. That is what made him to be more communicative, and he is sharing his experience about the importance of storytelling and all, and how it helps in developing language, you know. And the second, and in this first question there is two questions, you know, and the second one is day to day
Conversation.
activity, how we can make the child to communicate with the parents, you know. When he means giving the more choice. When now I want to share some experience. When now it was very small, now he communicates with through typings, and now one or two he can say yes and no. He is saying verbally, you know. And recently he started responding verbally with minimal two or three words. He will respond verbally now. But when he was more gestures, he used to respond with more gestures. At that time, I used to give him more choices when he was very small. You know, want to eat this rice or roti. At that time, he was not verbal. Means only gesture was the communication at that time when he was very small. So pointing was the only gesture, yeah, at that time. He used to point at the roti. I used to give the choice whether you want to eat rice or roti in the table. I used to put in front of him the rice and roti, and I used to ask him, "You want to eat first roti or rice?" Then he used to point out at the roti first. So I started giving him more answers with along with the pointing. You know, he should. as a gesture as a part of communication. So it me a lot at that time. Mm. His choice making made him so independent to express his needs. Mm. The choice making is the very if the child is verbally make them to use one or two words, make them to use that. Or else pointing is the very good good way, day-to-day need-based communication. Sure, pointing at the thing, pointing as a gestures works a lot, from my
Right,
experience.
right, 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 right. Well, that's a, yeah, that's a great reminder for me too. Like doing the role play is like a lot of work. Like first you have to like make a story, collect all the material, and then be a kid with a kid. Uh, and I mean, it's a good reminder for me too to get back to do this with my girls too.
And is saying no, mix the small stories according to their level, how the
Yeah.
vocabulary and how understanding level is there. You create your own story,
Hmm.
whatever the animals are, more you fond of any animals or birds or vehicles, create
Hmm.
some small story and present it in front of kids. With storytelling, we can introduce and we can develop to build a good communication. Very
Right,
good for
right,
language stories.
right. No, some very good points raised here. Okay, we'll move on to the next one. It says, why not able to utter word in time when needed, even after knowing? I mean, why words not come out?
Hmm. So the answer for this question is to make word formation in mind. Recognizing the sounds of the word is important. So right from reading it in mind and to articulating it through verbally, it's difficult for a child to speak. So multiple information to catch and input towards action in form of verbal expression. Make him to listen to the word more auditory than pictures showing. How can one pay attention to speech if child is struggling to recognize the sound of the word? Please pay attention to the articulation also. If they cannot move the jaw, tongue needed for speech production and repetition of the words needed, more attention towards your mouth, then looking at your eye. Need more attention towards your mouth more than looking at your eye. When you're telling your child to repeat the word, make them to look at your mouth.
Hmm.
So,
It is so it is so wonderful that it is coming from Navneet, who has been there, who has like walked these steps, and now he's sharing his experience rather than like a therapist who can share what technically from a therapy standpoint should be done, but not from an experience standpoint that they can really tell what is holding back their words. So it is wonderful that it is coming from somebody who has experienced this. Yeah, yeah, you go ahead.
the production for the speech, these are all the things to work multiple, at the time. Means getting the recognizing of the sound of the words and the articulations and the receptive language understanding level overall the and the proprioception input. What are the these all the things we should work on, where the child is struggling. If the child is no speech delayed, then we have to observe where he is struggling. whether he is not getting the whether he is not understanding the words or the language, what we are saying is the receptive language, how much is their level of their receptive language, and the words how they are taking, whether they are getting what we are saying, whether they are getting the words properly or not, or is it easy for them to pronounce, sometimes they will get hard to find out the words. Single words they can read, when it comes to combine the words and break the words and to pronounce hat, cat, bat, mat, like that, they will struggle. Means the combining the sounds of two words and and expressing it verbally, speaking the words, some kids will struggle, in that. So we have to observe where they are struggling, and we have to work accordingly, and some kids can recognize the words very clearly, but they have very poor proprioception. They cannot move the jaws and the tongues,
Right,
freely,
right,
controlling
right,
speech.
right,
Somewhere they in that. Some kids may be struggling in that. So we have to observe where your child is struggling, whether to pronouncing the words, the articulations, they are getting the problem with articulation, or they are not getting the words. Uh, Means they are not getting the words are so confused for them, so
right,
repetition, making them to listen to the words uh, continuously, with the repetition, they will get
right,
to use to recognize the words, Hmm. So
right,
if the child is getting struggling in this recognizing the words, just you start with the three-letter phonic words with continue repetition by making him to that word, the by you giving the oral repetition, or you can use the tab or some apps, to give them more oral repetitions. You can use some tabs also. There
right,
are many good apps. We can discuss it in further topic, that.
right,
So
right.
yeah, overall what he is going to tell, means that is there is not even the only single reason for the
Hmm.
speech delay, these are all
Right,
the things we have to have in the child, where they are struggling, when we come to know where they are struggling, then we have to focus on that uh,
specific
problem.
area. Right,
Big
right,
area.
right, right. Okay, here I'll take just a moment to welcome Prachi. I think she has joined us. Prachi, are you there? Hi, welcome, Prachi. Very excited to have you on board. So, probably most of the parents already know Prachi, but she is joining our gang of Navneet's fan, I should say. Uh,
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Hi,
truly.
Prati.
Hi,
Hmm.
um,
Neha.
Hi, Prati. So,
uh, another
uh,
energetic mom who has been helping a lot of parents through various different modes. And I'm super excited to have you on with us on this journey with Navneet. Welcome again, Prachi.
Thank you so much, Vidya. Thank you, Neha.
uh, mm,
So, Prachi, I'm sharing my
so,
screen here.
uh,
Yeah, I'm able to see.
Okay, would you like
so,
to, yeah, Nidhi, you want to say something?
yes, from now, Vidya, Prachi will take the questions, and you take the answering part, and I will take the discussion part.
Okay,
Okay,
sure.
and join. Uh,
Go ahead, Prachi, if you can see my screen here.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, why not able to utter word in time? When needed,
Uh,
even after knowing. Or is it?
this,
Is this a question? Or,
Yeah,
Prachi, uh,
we just finished that, and
just
I just
yeah,
yeah just moved on to the next slide. Sorry, Prachi.
yeah. Sorry, I was not aware.
Can you see it now?
Yeah. Slide
no.
number 5 or 6.
Oh, I'm at 6.
You are currently at slide number 5.
Um,
Yeah.
yes, now we can see.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, how will my child able to communicate with others? He is totally depend on me, that is mother. And shall I read the answer also?
I'll read the answer, Prachi.
Yeah.
He says, by socializing him to play with other kids, make him to interact with other kids. You teach your child how to play with others, talk to other kids who understand your child, and make them to play indoor activities first. Then slowly you pay attention from far and observe he interact with others. Just share the responsibility of your son. Leave him for some time with other family members and let them learn how to deal with your child.
So, in this part, in the previous webinars also, he has wrote about this, how to make the child to play with the other children, so I will not take much time to discuss about this answer. So interacting with the means if we want the child to play with the other childs, we have from the far and we have to leave the child with other kids and you just observe them how he will respond with the other kids. Means don't expect the child that within 2 or 3 days he will get used to that other kids and he will play. Just make him to observe other kids. He will get observed used to the other kids slowly, it the socialization as he mentioned in the earlier webinars also in the previous write-ups also. Don't make a forced socialization. He is telling, it should come from inside. Means it will come from inside when they will observe the other kids, when they show interest in observing the things and what they are other kids are playing, then the slowly they will get used to interact with other kids and they will play with them, so it happens slowly. So but you keep on trying to make them socialize and make them to play with the other kids, taking one or two kids with you, and you in your presence, you have to observe how he is observing other kids while playing, you know. So in deep, we have discussed in the earlier webinars also, in deep in the category of the autism and social anxiety, autism and parenthood. We have discussed
Right, right,
this
right.
topic very quickly. Those who want to know it clearly, they can watch the previous videos. They surely they will get it in depth.
Right, right. But I think he's just emphasizing more on exposing our kids more to the environment
Yeah.
where the other kids are present, so the kids can observe them and learn.
So, Prachi,
Vicky,
you
sorry,
have
Neha.
anything? Prachi, you have
Yeah.
anything to say about this?
Yeah, that's what I mean, when I read the PPT, the last sentence that he said, na, I totally agree. Just share the responsibility of your son, leave him for some time with other family members. Because I have done this. And see, initially there is anxiety, there is a lot of, what do you say, there is a lot of emotion, ki how your son will be able to cope up. But I'm I tell you, even I have tried with my son. They are really able to deal with it, and they will learn it, because we are always in a protective mode. Now we are always in so much of what to say, possessive mode, that we are not ready to leave our children. See, otherwise they won't have the exposure. This is what even I have experienced, that unless I give the exposure with my family members whom I have confidence, I won't have that confidence to leave him in the outside world. So you have to start with your the first with the immediate family, then with the extended family, and then with friend circle. So we have to give that slowly the exposure has to increase. So totally agree with now what he has said. Now you have to leave him with some person initially, and then slowly they will learn how to deal with your child. Perfect answer.
Right. I mean, so good to hear so many different experiences.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Let's move to the next question.
Yeah, I'll move on to the next one. Go ahead, Prachi.
How to develop language via computers.
Oh, wow. He says today's parents are very lucky to have modern technology to learn and develop language. There are many apps related to language development, so you can go for it. You can search in Play Store. There are many comprehension building apps and WH questions apps, so go for it. For me, it's just different way of communication to use tab. Today you can gift your child the mode for communication. Understand the need of your child who is struggling to talk with you. They have so many things to share with you. I am using typing as mode of communication. For your child, please see what works good. Using pictures for communication or planning to follow my techniques. But for that, your child should know sight words, more vocabularies, and abilities to form sentences. First, start with teaching yes and no concepts. If they get to know when to tell or point at yes and when to point at no, most of the communication process becomes easy. We always don't need to tell answers in building sentences. Use simple way first, then make reading sentences. Hope you got it. Love,
Yes.
love his way of writing.
So I have used so many apps, comprehension building apps and all while teaching on the tabletop, along with generalizing and whole day. The communication means it is not the process, it happens in only on the tabletop activities. See, making the child to sit in one place, and in this 1 hour we have to take work on language development. This is not, whole day we can communicate with the child, whatever the activities, whatever in the activities we involve the child, the whole day we can communicate whatever the, when I used to make him to sit and take the activities of this, I have used so many comprehension building apps along with the generalization, so many WH questions app before he is communicating with through typings when he was 5 or 6 years old, I think. WH questions was very sometimes I used to feel that I'm I'm mad. मैं क्या पागल हूँ? I used to feel, mean how to ask the questions whenever he used to when he used to have the breakfast or dinner, I used to tell, what is Navneet doing? Navneet is having breakfast. What is Navneet doing? Navneet is washing his hands. What will Navneet do? I used to create the WH question and I used to present the answer also, as a modeling how the WH works, to make
Right,
him
right.
understand what and where was the first task I used, in the generalization, in the data application also. Where is Navneet going now? Navneet is going to for market, I used to create the question and I used to tell the answer, because that uh, mode of communication was only just at the time,
Right,
like this.
right.
I use in the WH questions, you know and more action words and all. I started introducing more and more vocabulary date by the activities we used to do. We used to talk. I used to introduce and I used to talk with him a lot about that task. Like that his language he became his receptive language developed. Like
Right.
that.
Right.
And
Right.
we used more WH questions worksheets also. I used more, at that time. Yeah. Uh, it
I
will help. Mm.
I think you have also shared a lot of apps and the worksheets that you have created for Navneet or you have used for Navneet on various groups as well as Facebook as well. So that is
I
also a
have
great resource. Yeah,
more
yeah,
got to speak, WH questions apps and how and the meter app and all. How he used to play, with that.
mm,
I have shared the video. The parents can go through the videos on my blog. That what are the and I have shared so many PDFs also. The comprehensive
yeah,
apps according to the level wise. Level one, grade one, grade two, and like that. I have shared in many groups also the comprehension building app.
right.
Comprehension building PDFs I have shared. Uh, So if anyone need help or want to ask me personally, they can later. I will share them the PDF.
Yeah. Prachi, would you like to add something to that?
Yeah, one thing that I mean, when I read the answer just now, one thing that actually I agree is communication is important, the medium is not. Whereas most of the parents force children, okay, bolna chahiye, speech. But what
Right.
has struck me is communication is important, even if it's in a different way. You can use
Yeah.
tab or you can use technology in every possible way that the child
Mm.
is more comfortable. So the comfort of the child is the utmost important, because as we understand, the child is struggling to talk to you, but if there is a problem, we have to give alternative methods. So I think
Right.
most of the parents are actually struggling with this, but they don't give an alternative to the child. They are always forcing or always
Course.
waiting rather for the child to talk. But I think that should not be the approach. You have to give a different way of communication, and we have to accept that okay, this different way is also something that the child is more comfortable, so it should be acceptable. So this is what I have
Right.
understood,
Right.
and it is one of the most important things I think the parents should take away, that communication is important, the medium is not.
I completely agree, and I think that is the first thing that I learned from Navneet when I met him. I mean, met him through Neha Didi, that it is not about my child being able to talk or not. It is all about how they communicate, and the medium is like not even important. It is so important that they have that receptive language and being able to express it, no matter how they express it. So, big lesson learned there, and completely agree with you.
And he has
Yes,
mentioned, who are visual learners, and some kids can easily communicate through pictures, through picture exchange communication, through
Right.
some kids can use this. There are many good apps, Avas and Talk Me app. There are some many good apps, for communication. They can use that Avas and that apps also. Those all not all the kids are at Navneet's level to type the sight words and to build a sentence and through that sentence typing they can communicate. There are some kids who don't know the sight words. They can use the pictures also for the communication. What he is giving the two types options. He is telling
Right.
that the rapid prompting method is for the kids. Rapid prompting method is for the kids who knows the sight words or the spelling and who knows to build the sentences. For them, it will
Hmm.
be easy. Rapid prompting method will be easy for them, to express. So there are two ways, two techniques they can use for communication. What he's doing.
Right. And this reminds me, this conversation reminds me, I don't think I've ever told you this. I have some of my friends here who are like not part of our groups and they don't know Navneet, but equally struggling with their kids with their communication. The kids are not talking, they are trying to like feed the information to them so that they can repeat the sentence, trying to just get those words out of their mouth. And then when I received these books that Navneet has written, I showed it to them and they were like, wow. And that like we had a whole discussion about it, that it is not about our child being able to speak, it's not the speech itself, it's about able to communicate. And look at this child, a 15-year-old, and this is his book and he cannot say a word. Like change the perspective of so many people. And I should say that there are more people influenced by him than probably he knows. There are a lot of more people who read his books and are getting influenced by it. So it's just a blessing to have him with us. Okay, we'll
Very
move on to
true.
the next.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please go ahead, Prachi.
How the child can be made clear pronunciation. Can we teach the child more than one language? Actually, there are three questions. And how to make child more comfortable during school time.
Okay, I'd probably just read the first one first. Making the clear pronunciation, paying attention to the mind is very important. If it's clear in mind, then only clear word comes out. To just recognizing the word, to break them and read it down, just making understanding the sound of words. So it's mentioning about the clear pronunciation first. Yadi, do you want to expand on this or read the whole answer first?
You read it first, the whole answer.
Okay, so then he says, yes, you can introduce more than one language, but the tone should be the same as you are using for the first language. Right, you go for two languages, talking at a time, such as come here, sit down, with idhar aao, niche baitho, etc. And then he says going to school and being comfortable just on understanding the topic. Too much gazing for a child to catch information. All difficulties in in copying from the board, different fear of what other kids talk about us, good feelings get killed in mind and kind of fear starts growing. Judging by people being different. Firstly, hope your child is getting something to learn from school environment. Games and play activities to make holistically. Going to school is home for skill development. Don't be fast footed in paying attention to only academics. Give your child to grow themselves in what they are interested. Child will be comfortable in school when feeling of giving love and affection. Understanding from teachers should be filled in mind of a child. If your child is managing himself in the classroom much better, then it's fine. But if it is getting hard for them, then take a special way of teaching one on one. Wow,
So,
a lot of information.
so first, in this first question, as I have mentioned earlier, how we have to work on this pronunciation, the sounds and all. If you want to introduce the second language, we have to go simultaneously. What he has given with the example. What this is what the way what how technique how I use when I introduce the second language going simultaneously. This we make the child used to the second language also. Means the same tone should be the same what we used to do. Means the sounds whatever they understand our language, that is the sounds of the words how we pronounce. That's why he is telling they means we should not confuse the child by using the tone of the voice, by changing the tone of the voice. The voice of the tone should. what he is telling when we are talking with the autistic kids. Yeah, I think we have seen many kids talking two languages, but as if tone of the voice will be the same, where I have observed many autistic kids while talking Hindi language Hindi and in the English language also. But the tone of the voice and the is the same.
Mm.
The it is in the same tone,
Right. Right.
we have to when we are introducing certain language, we have to use this. We have to observe whether the tone of the voice is same or not, and we have to go simultaneously. And the third one, what he is telling is, it is, some kids are very comfortable, and some kids maybe it's very hard for the kids, to adjust in the normal school. Not all the kids I'm telling, but there are some kids who are doing very good in the normal schools also, and they are coming up with a good development, But for the some kids who are having the sensory needs and all, it's very hard for the some kids, to adjust in the in the school environment. If they have kids is having any sensory auditory issues, who are sensitive to auditory processing and all, it's very hard for them to adjust with that environment. So it's better for that type of kids, if your child is struggling with some sensory issues and all, you have to observe that if he is comfortable at the school or environment or not. And if it is getting too much of sensory overload for a child half of the day or the whole day, then you can it depend upon your decision actually. In this, I'm not the right person to decide about your child, whether to you make your child to do send for the school or for homeschooling. But if you do, but don't waste the time. What I'm telling you, you observe whether it is your child is comfort and he is getting learn he's learning something from the schools, or getting positive results from it. If your child is struggling and you're sending the child for 3 years, 4 years, and your child has entered the 10 or 10 or 11 or 12 years, still the things are not getting sorted, and he is not learning anything from the school environment, then you have to think at that time, what will
Right.
be the better idea for him. Whether to do for the school half day or for 2 or 3 hours, or to yeah, keep a special shadow teacher there, or you can do for the homeschooling, and you can continue the individual education, remedial activities also. One to one may work for this kids, for
Right.
the kids who
Right.
have sensory issues and all, they can go for think about it.
Right.
Means not only school, what he is telling, not only the school is only for academics, it's for overall skill development.
Hollis.
Whenever we
Right.
enter school, holistically, means all the skills are also should be respected there along with the study. Means they choose inclusive schools, which where the other activities, other skills are also respected, and given where your child will get school, they explore their skills. We have to choose the schools like this.
Right.
And
Right.
when the child grows older, like 12 or 13 years, and it will be very hard for as earlier webinars also I have mentioned about this. When the child grows old, they come to know how others behave with them. Whole day, half of the day, they will be in the stress about the what the teachers talk, and what the pressurization of the studies, and pressurization of the whole for the friends and all friends circle and the teachers and the school environment. So observe that whether it is making them disciplined.
Mm. You're right. That makes sense.
Sending a child to the school, he should be respected and loved. The same kind of treatment what the teachers give to the other kids, the same kind of treatment. he's getting, you have to observe as a parent whether he is getting the proper treatment there in the school. Like other people, how the other norms, if your child is also getting the same treatment from the uh, student. This, um, so, Prachi, do you have anything to say about this?
Yeah,
So,
I'm audible, right?
Yeah,
yes,
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so I completely agree with what Navneet has said. See, the comfort of the child should be the topmost priority, I think. If the child is
Mm-hmm.
comfortable in the environment, then the learning can happen. This I have experienced with my son also. See, most of the parents want their children to go to mainstream without even thinking whether the child is ready for it, will the child be comfortable with it, or that is what is the child needs. So I think the need of the child or comfort of the child you have to put ahead of everything else. So that should be made the most priority than what the school is offering. Okay.
Right.
So the need of the child, comfort of the child should be the topmost priority, and then decide everything else. And as he said, play activities, games, it has to be, the school environment has to be very positive, socially acceptable, that the school should accept the child as he is. Because when my son also took admission, we went to 10 schools and they said, okay, we are not giving any admission. I said, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to change my child just because you are not going to accept him. I will find a
Right.
school which will accept that child as he
As
is.
is.
That
Right.
acceptance is very important. हमको
Right.
बच्चों को
Right.
बदलना नहीं है, हमको स्कूल का माइंडसेट अगर पॉजिटिव होगा, the child
Right.
definitely adapt and the child will definitely will be able to manage himself in the environment. And this I've experienced from my son is the school environment and the comfortable environment of the school is the most important if we have to if the child has to get adjusted in the school. And as you said,
Mm-hmm.
love and affection, understanding from teachers, very important, because this I have truly experienced in my son's case is when we went to the meeting also just last month. The way the teachers showed their affection, the way they showed, okay, we have seen your videos and we feel so much proud of you, and you are good at this, you have done this better. The child feels so confident, the self esteem, the overall happiness, everything grows, and I've seen it. He was so happy when the teachers welcomed him with lot of happiness, with a smile, and everybody actually really what do you say, they said good words about him. That is what the child needs, I think. So the love and
Right.
affection
Right.
and positive environment is very important. And but all this is important if the child is able to manage himself well in the school, then it's very well. But if it's really
Right.
hard, I think we should not waste time in just thinking of mainstreaming the school, mainstreaming the child. No, the comfort of the child is more important. And as he said, if it's difficult, then getting a special way or a homeschooling is the best option. Then
And Navneet, yeah.
yes.
I was just saying, Navneet is like a clear example of even homeschooling works for the parents who think that the homeschooling is I mean, don't think positive about it, but clearly all the things that Navneet can show, you can like mark that homeschooling also works for our kids, not just like a mainstream classroom or a special ed. It is just based completely, like you said, completely based on their child's comfort level. And I think acceptance from the parents is also very important. Accepting your child, then looking forward for their happiness, rather than trying to like mainstream them or pushing them into something that they do not feel comfortable doing themselves. Are you still with us, Prachi? I feel like I've lost her. Nanditi, are you with us?
The most important, I
ah,
think.
yes,
Sorry, I for a minute I think I lost you both.
right.
Okay. Okay, shall we move on to the next one?
Prachi, are you there?
My kid can speak and communicate, but does grammar mistakes repeatedly.
He says, teach your child grammar more by building sentences. Grammar is not meant to understanding only through books. So much to teach from morning to night through communication. Whatever the activities you take, you have language in it. grammar understanding in mind is very important. You can teach so many action words while doing activities and many prepositions while doing exercises, and take more WH questions to teach tenses. Wow, he's covered everything.
You know, yes, there is a grammar is whatever we communicate. There is something grammar in on there. Whatever we communicate, there is a grammar in that. While doing some activities in the kitchen activities, there are so many verbs to introduce. Action words like cutting, chopping.
Hmm.
Taking the what are the kitchen? If you are engaging the child in the kitchen activities, there are so many verbs you can introduce there. Like eating, drinking, cutting, chopping, and all the words you can introduce. The words, and some whatever the while taking exercises also you can use so many prepositions also. Up, down, under, like that. Many things, not only on what he is telling, or not only on the tabletop activities, what you are taking, the communication and the grammar is everywhere. If we are
Right.
talking now, it's also a grammar. And through the WH questions, what I yesterday we went to market. I used to communicate it now when I use what I said, what and where when I introduce this question, WH question. Yesterday we went to market yesterday.
Hmm.
Where we went to? Where we went yesterday to market. Like that, I used to give I used to communicate like this using this WH question. So there is a grammar everywhere. Whatever you communicate, there is a grammar in that. So you focus more along with the tables or activities also. You make the child to communicate with you through generalization, and slowly they will get used to that grammar also. What he said.
And I think repetition.
I introduced him to so many action words and these prepositions and all, up, down, while taking the exercises also, up, down, right, left, down, up, while doing exercises also, jump in, jump out. Like I used to make the circle and I used to make him to jump in, jumping in. Navneet is jumping in, out, like that. Prepositions also I introduced like that. There are so many things while activities you can introduce all this action words and prepositions while taking activity. They will get to
Right.
know all this.
Right. And I think a lot of grammar also comes with just repetition itself. Like when I work with my daughter, it's more about like repeating the same thing over and over. What are you eating versus what did you eat versus what do you want to eat, and just repeating those answers over and over to make her understand the difference between the present, the past, the
Yes.
future.
Present, past, and future. Automatically, by day to day communicating with the child, day to day basis, we come to know the sentences, past, present, future. What is doing? What is Navneet doing now? Navneet is
Right.
writing the present. And what Navneet did yesterday was the past. That they will come to use all these things.
Right. Right.
The yes, whatever we do, keep communication is very important.
Mm-hmm.
We have to communicate with the child, not going blindly, making them to do activity. Keeping all the materials in front of the child and making him to do and keeping yourself mute. That is not going to work. We
Mm,
have to keep verbal oral repetitions also while talking.
right.
Means that
Right.
they should not get confused. Mhm.
Yeah, I think Prachi wants to add something.
No, actually, Vidya, I think so many teaching moments from morning to night through communication, and that language is very contextual. You have to teach in that context, teach in that moment. That's it. I
Right.
think it's
Right.
not something that is tabletop. It is ongoing day and night. So nothing
Completely
much from
agree.
my side.
Completely agree. Okay, here comes a big one.
Uh, what about speech? I want to know why few kids don't want to talk.
He says, first you understand why kids are not able to talk. Where they are struggling to talk means responding to others or keeping our thoughts through speaking. Many kids willing to talk are not comfortable to communicate properly. Talking makes meaning when it has a proper communication. Few kids understand language but not decode it properly. That's why some kids struggle giving response. No child wants to keep themselves in isolated. What difficulties they are trying to tell, please observe their behavior. Talking is a very complex and critical thinking for autistic kids. They have so many challenges. Being an autistic boy, I can understand their pain too much. I have to share with my thoughts to others, but verbally I am unable to do it because I guess ability to talk need more strength in abdominal muscles, good sound clarity to listen, and decoding the message in verbal communication, and attention and eye contact, articulating the sound of the word by listening properly. These are the things we should make functioning at a time. So autistic kids are perspective on their own thoughts and imaginations. So how they keep following the instructions as you train them. You work more in building them cognitively so they can use their gift of talent and they can share their own perspectives. They go in imagining the things. Oh wow.
So deeply he is answering this question, what are the things we have to look at, my child is not talking, instead of using thinking about this, you have to think why my child is not talking, where he is struggling. That is the what every parent should observe in the child. These are it is the complex and the most delayed milestone. The speech is, to work where your child is struggling. As I mentioned earlier, also I will not take so much time on discussing on this, but telling, means whatever you're making the child while teaching, how the things what he is getting the things getting in imaginations, how he is taking the things from his own perspective. We have to observe that also. Whatever you're teaching, you're teaching in the structured wise and all, how the child is getting that uh, input. We have to observe that. And cognitively, I have used many things. Cognitively, I have worked so many things on Knowledge. I have made the worksheets and I have used so many brain boosters the worksheets and all, when you go small. And by teaching, means you have to whatever you are teaching a child, you have to make the task something interesting, you know. While you're making when your child is small, if you're teaching the fruits and vegetables and all, by you have to make something instead of keeping the flashcards and pointing out the and showing the apple, banana, and all. Make the task interesting. By drawing the picture of the fruits one side, two sides, and asking them to drag it. Keep drawing,
Right.
matching the fruit, matching the animals, matching the fruits, animals, vegetables, whatever the task you are taking, make it interesting by using this technique, by matching the animals, fruits, and you can take the visual perception activities also. There are lot of things, lot of activities you can take, by these visual discrimination and visual perceptions activities. Visual means the matching. We have to keep the three things of the same similar and one odd in that, and make the what is different in this. You have to
Right.
make the tag what is different in that. If you're keeping the two fruits and along with the two fruits, one vegetable in that. And you have to ask the child what is different in there. But showing one example, this is banana and apple. Banana and apple are the fruit and the tomato and onion. You keep the onion and you ask the what is different in this. If the child is knowing the fruit, 10 vegetables, you can make the task interesting by taking the visual perception, visual
Right.
discrimination. It works a lot and they will get trained cognitively. I have done lot of cognitive exercises. I used to make the worksheets and I used to take lot of exercise activities like this. When I introduced the sight words to him, means had, bat, starting I took the first phonic word, had, bat, rat, cat. In that also I used to write had, bat, cat. And I used to add the word something like and I used to make him to circle what is all in that because he is
Mm.
having the right, he is having the writing disease, so he cannot write.
Right,
But
right,
I
right.
used to make circle. I used to make him to put a circle on that.
Mm.
What is odd, that odd word in there, and
Right.
then he used circle like that. I'm giving just the example. You can create your own worksheet according to your child's work and make whatever you are taking the task, make them interesting. Means
Right.
circle and writing the words or keeping the pictures and making them to find out what the odd things are. And if you're taking the sight words or something, words or sight words, you can use this technique also. Make them to circle what is good in that. And while taking the when I introduce the when he I came to know that he knows the alphabet and numbers also. When 3 4 years back, I used to write in one go. I used to write A, B, C, and five numbers, and then along with that two three alphabets there. And I used to circle only number. I used to tell him. I used to tell him, circle the number. Then he used to circle the number. That visual perception activities, whatever you take activities, visual perception activities will make your child to grow more cognitive.
Right, right.
Along with that, whatever you will teach, they will get used to that and it will go into the phone memory, working memory.
Right, right.
Whatever they get used to that, this is the activity by practicing, and more repetitions of that, they will get used to that. But how to make them to think cognitively? So we have to take activities. There are too many worksheets, so many how your child to their level, cognitive level, can use it. Uh, to
Right.
work on the cognition, so that they will come up with their own imagination, through the imagination. Slowly they will, when they grow up, they will become more cognitive.
Right.
Mm.
Okay, Prasi, do you want to add something?
Yeah, actually, one sentence that I'm not able to, what do you say, keep my eyes off is no child wants to keep themselves in isolated. Okay,
Mm.
so this actually bust one of the most, what do you say, most known myths about autism is that autistic people are socially awkward or they don't want to be social. So this is not the case. And even I try to do the same thing. Our children is autistic children or any other special children are like other children. Everybody wants to be socialize. Everybody likes to be with people. Everybody likes to what you say, have people understand them, and they are like any other children. They also want people to be with them. So this is a very important myth that people have still, that autistic children don't want to mingle, or they are like socially difficult, or they can't see, they have difficulties which the people have to understand either in talking or in communication or in language. So
Right.
overall we have to understand that they do want to make those connections, they are ready, they have the emotions, they have the love, they have everything that they need. What they lack is only that communication and the language that it requires. So we have to bridge that. They are the God's children. They have everything that any child needs. What they lack is the communication part. So there we can actually support. That is what where he says that I guess ability to talk need more strength in abdominal muscles and good quality. So these are the difficulties that he is telling, that these are the difficulties which are faced by us. So people should be able to understand that okay, we also want to talk, we also want to communicate, but these are the things that we are finding it difficult. And at the same time, because I think the mind is at work all the time. When they say autistic kids are perceptive in their own thoughts and imaginations, I think this is true about everyone. All of us have preoccupied thoughts, all of us have so many things going on at the background, so it is very difficult to keep track of the instructions. So I can totally understand an autistic child's mind, because there is so much going on internally. It is very difficult to understand and rather listen to instructions from a third person. So it is very yeah, so I can totally agree, it is a task. If I have to take instructions, if I have to take instructions from a person continuously, it is like a bombarding to me. So it is very difficult. Yeah. So there is an innate need for these children, which is definitely there. And as Neha said, we can help them to build the skills in a more cognitive way, and in a more innovative way.
Right. No, I totally agree. It's not about that they don't want to talk. It's more about they are not able to talk because of all the difficulties that he mentioned in his answer. Completely agree. Okay, we move on to the next one. I quickly want to check with you, Prachi, because I think we are running out of little time here, and I may have to step in like another 10 minutes or something. Would you be able to continue, or do you also have to log off? I think we do still have a few questions left. Prachi?
We can continue another 10 minutes. We are having Vidya.
Yeah, no, I'll stay as long as I could stay, but my girl is sleeping and she can get up any time, so I may have to run in between. But if Prachi can stay back with us to complete this, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
Vidya, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prachi.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Okay. I always looking forward to talk more.
So he says talking meaningfully is very important than talking more. So talk with a child with softly and clearly. Your words should reach them more than your voice. Understanding language is very important for communication.
So he has written his write-ups also, talk with the child softly and clearly. Your words should reach them more than your voice. He has mentioned it in the previous write-ups also, Means talking is not important. Talking meaningfully is very important. When you're talking more meaningfully, what he said. So nothing more to add in this, I think.
Okay. Like a few of these ones here, and I'm not sure if these are the questions or somebody has just like mentioned something that they want to convey to Navneet.
Yes.
Prachi, can you see the next slide?
Don't know whether it's question or answer. Answer it.
Yes, I find it difficult.
He says to you, communication with a
It's the full question, but yeah.
yeah. He says to you, communication with a child is difficult because you are not observing your child. Mothers, please observe your child so that reading their mind becomes easy. Kindly spend time with them so that you can know them properly.
So overall, whatever he is telling, our parents' observation is very important so that we can know our child better. I don't have anything to put some points in this.
Right.
So we have
Sorry.
done lot of discussions, and we have done lots of discussions on this, in the previous webinars also. So
Right. Yeah, Prachi, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, when नवनीत wrote this ना, I was thinking जैसे बैंक में एक KYC होता है ना, the KYC form. This is like KYC. Know your child. So you have to know your child before you start with anything. You have to first know your child, then you start with anything, and you have to always work on the strengths.
Right.
Always work on, first know your child, work on the strengths, and bridge the gaps. That's it. I think these three. So he has written everything in a one sentence. Please observe your child so that reading his mind becomes easy. This is the
Right.
baseline, I think. Nothing else.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Right. I like
If,
that, Kim.
talking more is not important than talking meaningfully. He has finished his sentence in one line, in one sentence. He has finished his one sentence.
Oh, we see Navneet at the background. Thank you for joining us, Navneet.
Yes, give it to me.
Oh,
Sit
that's
here.
okay. Yeah, that's okay.
So let's move to the next question.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Please,
Uh, as mentioned, always challenge.
So
Maybe,
challenge.
yeah,
I
maybe
think
this refers to some question which was asked earlier.
right, right. So he says, so challenge it may be for you, but if they cannot attend proper way of communication, then unlimited tantrums and anxiety disorder they may face. So verbal or non-verbal communication is important. So you might meet a happy child under building towards expressing their needs. Use alternative way for communication if a child is struggling to speak and expressing their needs.
to, lot of the behavioral issues, what we think, and lot of the tantrums, what the child does, we think that it has a behavior, but they are somewhere through gestures or through their behavior, they are going to express their feelings and thoughts, but they are struggling there in that area, in the communication part, they cannot, whatever the thoughts and feelings, what they are facing internally, they are not able to communicate it and express it in a proper way. That's why of if you are not making the child, if you are not working on the communication part, then what the child is going to face. That's what he has written. When the day by day, when the child grows up, when they return that reach the teenage, most of the emotions and thoughts will become very high at that. And when it is not expressed out in a proper way, then there are a lot of anxieties and tantrums your child is going to face, and he is giving the alarm, for all the parents to work more on the communications and make them more expressive, what he is telling,
Right, right, right.
and more expressive. Whether you're trying to make your child to speak and express all your thoughts, but if they are not expressing their needs, thoughts, and feelings verbally, then even for the verbal child also, for need-based communication, speaking, they can speak, it's okay. But in the part of when it comes to the question of expressing the things and feelings and thoughts, if they are unable to express it verbally, then you can you use the alternative way for communication, even for the verbal child also. He's telling.
Right, right. Prachi, you got to add anything? Prachi, are you still with? Prachi, are you still with us? Okay, I'll probably move on to the next question then. It says how to improve
communication.
Oh, there
So
she
I will
is.
read it. I will read on that.
Prachi, can you hear us?
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, we see you now.
Yeah, I think there was, sorry.
If that's okay.
Yeah. How to improve communication.
Okay, so he says to improve communication, good understanding of language is important. So don't fast forward while talking. Talking fastly gives so mysterious sounds to a child. So to understand the language, talk with a child slowly, giving simple commands in a daily living needs, you can improve their communication. When the task you are giving, ask them more questions following the task. Work more on comprehension building with more questions.
So this is the very similar one which we have discussed previously. I think about to improve the communication, we have to
Right.
talk with the child, understand the language, and slowly give commands in a daily. Means giving daily means whatever activities we are doing, there is a language and communication in there. Means, make don't make a child to sit idle at the home. Give some activities. That way will make them to get the language development. Means simple activities like going and bringing the clothes from outside and give some kitchen activities. Through that you can build the language. Day-to-day activities, you can. There are so many things to work on the language development. So starting with the simple one, following the simple one-step command, stepping to the two commands, and to the critical thinking. To the level wise, we can develop the language like bring the glass, keep the glass, go and bring the water, bring, give me that, this, That with the simple sentences, starting with the simple sentences, then go to the complex thinking, to the adding two, three commands at a time. You can develop the language in the daily living activities. By giving the
Right.
work at home, making them to engage in household activity. You can. There are so many things to talk and to build the language. To
Right.
activity, day to day activity.
Great. Yeah. Yeah, Prachi, you want to add something?
Not much actually, but just one thing is when he says
Sorry, I switched the slides.
talks
My
to,
bad.
no problem. Yeah, when he says talking fastly gives so much mysterious sounds and talk slowly is of course related to the sensory processing delay, because our children have difficulties in understanding instructions. So once you so this, I mean, this mainly I think is related to that, is talking slowly and giving simple instructions, talking at the level of the child, and tone also. I mean, this is what I have observed with my son is the way you talk with the child, they can get your vibes. If you're talking with
Right.
anger, they can understand. If you're talking with love and care, they can understand if you're angry, if you're worried, if you're crying, they are catching every one of your emotion. So when you're talking, make sure that you are talking in the right tone as well. So this is my experience. My son is very, even if I gaze at him, he will know something is wrong.
Right,
That is the
right,
connect.
right. That's very true.
It's
Like,
very important, how we talk and what we talk. Before communicating with a child, we have to keep these points in the mind, that how we are talking with a child and what we are talking. That is the two questions we have to observe this. We have to keep in this mind, how we are
right,
talking and what we are talking.
right, right. I mean, don't say much, but they are constantly observing, and especially our emotions. Like you said, they
Yes.
are just catching our vibes, catching our emotions all the time. True, very true. Okay, next one.
Uh, what is that one or few things as a child did you really wished you could communicate to Neha? My son is 6 years and I would really wish to know what he may want to communicate other than his everyday needs. This is a very good question, actually.
Yes, yes, I was going to say this is such a good question. He says a few things which I wish, hope I could have expressed to Neha was to tell her what I was interested in doing the things differently in my own way. Good, now I can type and tell, but when I was child, everything turned dizzy. Even being feeling great, understanding myself feared me. Darkness and light was my life. Too much frustrated I was due to lack of sleep because making my mind to stop thinking was harder. Festivals, family and household activities was like pandemic phase occurring in my sensory system. View yourself in my shoe and keep yourself in my place and then tell how one can make journey feeling very comfortable without communication. So dead like feeling from inside. Oh my goodness. I feel
So,
like let me cry.
I have no words. I have no words. I'm totally mute in this, with this answer. And even Prachi will, Prachi will better explain how it has this answer has made her. After reading this, she messaged me. About this, darkness, light, it touched her so much.
Yeah, that two sentences which touched me the most is one is darkness and light was my life, and dead like feeling from inside. My God, I mean, I was like, oh my God, when I mean, how much pain this soul would have in his mind. So it is very it is so difficult to actually understand our children just from the outward appearance
Appearance.
or what we see rather. Okay, because there is so much of frustration, there is so much of pain and other things, the emotional turmoil, I will say, that is going on. And it is so difficult to enjoy even festivals, even other family members, or even other things when you have so much going on inside that they feel like a pandemic. So it is so what do you say, even when he says that even being feeling great, understanding myself feared me. So even this some feeling or good feelings also, if you have, that actually makes you scared. So I mean, I can totally understand कि how he must be feeling. और ये सब कुछ chaos अगर चल रहा है तो how can my journey be very comfortable without
Right.
communication? So if I mean,
When
this is total.
when
Yes,
he wrote
sorry.
this, I was when he wrote this answer, I was imagining other non-verbal tips. He is communicating, he is expressed. He can tell what are the things, what is running in his mind. he can share his experience. At that moment, I was thinking about other non-verbal kids, what are the hidden talent and so much, even other non-verbal kids also may be having something pain or something, something they may be feeling to share their talents and all. But because of lack of communication, there is no any alternative way for communication. How they may be feeling, at that time, the thing what made me so painful and so sad about, I felt so much sad. Things felt very bad, by thinking about other non-verbal kids, how they may be feeling, how they are in pain. It made me really just there was no words, I was totally mute with this answer,
No, it is just
I
interesting
think,
that the things that we so-called typical people think that they are fun, like meeting other family members, meeting friends, festival time. Why can't our children enjoy it when it is such a fun thing to do, without realizing what all is going on inside them and how painful that same thing could be for them, that we are finding it so enjoyable. It's just so hard to get into their mind without that communication to even understand what all pain that they are going through. It's just like an heart touching answer.
Mhm. What are
Yeah, I
the
think
talent? Something he used to feel so much frustrated about his talent, why I'm having so much talent inside when I'm not having any way to express it. He used to feel bad at that time,
Right, I
So,
mean it is.
so many,
मुझे
when
थोड़ा
we
सबीना
introduce this alternative, when we introduce this alternative way for communication for all the non-verbal kids, I don't know, so many means so many other different stories will come out. Like now, it's just I'm imagining the other kids also,
Right.
how the other talents will come out when we introduce this communication alternative method for other kids. Don't know, we can't even imagine the hidden talent of autistic kids.
Right.
So, yeah, I think this autism awareness day we have to spread more and more on this communication. I think in this April month for autism awareness month, I think we have to spread more of awareness for the
I mean,
communication.
something like
Kids.
something like this should go into the autism magazine so that it reaches out most parents.
Have to we have to make this point more powerful,
Yeah, totally.
for the communication.
Totally.
He's spreading awareness of autism, not only spreading awareness of autism, we have to spread awareness for communication also, I think. From
Right.
now.
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Prachi?
Prachi, can you see my screen?
yes, but can you change the slide?
Do you see that slide 16?
No.
Try that again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, my daughter uses very limited words to communicate, only need based 2-word phrases. How can I help her to improve her language?
To which he says, if your daughter is having need-based communication, then you should feel great about it. Good to know that your daughter is expressive, understand her needs, To improve language, you have to introduce more vocabularies and express her feelings and thoughts, work on emotions, reading her mind. You show her example how to express her emotions. Understanding your child gives more ways to teach them. If she is verbal, then you instruct her full verbally, talking to her. Don't give firstly the things without her demand through verbally. Ask her what you want. She may show through pointing at things. That time show her how to ask verbally.
So, if the communication is need based, if the child is communicating, so if the child is speaking one or two words, then it doesn't mean that we have to not work on the task. You have to make the child more verbally. If the child is speaking two or three words, introduce more and more vocabularies for them. If your child is verbal, means don't give the what he's telling. Don't give the things without asking her. When the child goes to the thing and do the pointing, I want this and that. Make him or her to ask that, what you want. Tell me what you want. Then you're going to get that. So insist more on verbal, more what he is telling. If your child is speaking one or two words, you develop her language also. Let her speak one or two words, and you insist more on what he's saying. So, Prachi, having anything to add in this?
No, I think Neha, Navneet has given clear instruction. Something like understanding your child gives more way to teach them. And if she's verbal, I mean, he has given everything actually. I don't have to. So alternative methods don't give first things without asking. If she's verbal, and if she's non-verbal, she can point at it. At times show her how to ask verbally. So I think
Yeah.
what he has written is totally the way you have to what do you say, start communicating with your child and teaching him how to ask for things. Okay, so what he has written is what I have always learned from the therapists. But when we hear it from him, we feel okay, now this looks so relevant and so contextual. See,
Right.
otherwise, yeah, so because I think language always has to be developed in a contextual environment. Like, you should not ask something totally in the air, or like, what do we call it, when the person comes, or when the child is asking for something, that is the moment to teach
Right.
that language, right? So if the child wants something, then she might point at thing, that is the time to show her how to ask verbally. So this seems
Right.
so relevant here, this seems so logical to me. So
Right. Right.
whatever he has written is so wonderfully, I don't have to explain anything, I think.
Right. And then just keep adding from those two words to move on to three,
Yes,
three to four, and
yes.
just keep extending it from there.
Yes, very, very, very true. Actually, this is how most of the language development happens, from one to two, two to three, and then
Right.
slowly moving on and having alternative sentences for the same things. This is how you actually built up on more vocabularies and more way of communication. But he has
Right.
put it very logically. I
Right.
really.
Wonderful. Okay, next one. Do you see the slide, Prachi?
No,
I can.
I don't know what is.
I don't know if there's like a delay or something in between.
Yeah, I can see now.
Okay.
Even after repeatedly saying and showing things, why he is failing to communicate many times? This is a
He
long
says,
question, I think.
yeah,
Lengthiest answer.
yeah. He says to you, he looks like failing in communication, but he may be struggling in communication. Firstly, you should find out from showing the things and saying it to repeat. See if he is visioning the things differently and if he may come under imagining the things. So he shows no response to your teaching. Don't make him to teach hidden talks which he already knows. Feeling like during teaching giving right way of communication is important, like limited sentences and words should be used so that child can understand your instruction. So explain I want to explain understanding the hidden knowledge of your child. Many kids are not expressive. Just making them guess the things totally shine from reading their mind. Like if you are teaching him constantly, showing the cards and telling, auditory messages reaching him. So teach in a different way by describing it. So he responds. Like running boy flashcard. You show judging it how the boy is running. Do he reach for do he reach first, etc. So you ask him to give me the card where the boy is running, and at that time you have to keep other 2 to 3 action cards along with it. Or if you are asking him to identify fruits, keep fruits flashcard and ask a child to show me the fruit which is red in color. Show me the fruit which is yellow in color. Or you can ask a question going with the taste. If the child knows color and taste, then only you try this task. Teaching through visual discrimination helps them to build their mind cognitively. Try to teach them cognitively so it may become interesting for a child to think and do it. Their brain functioning is more high and with lots of information coming at a time disturb them. So before taking any task, read their mind if he is not disturbed. So before teaching anything, the child should be attentive in the task. You just touch their face over their cheeks and make them feel alert. So joint attention happens and take every task emotionally attending them. Wow.
I I have no words and I don't have anything to say about this. Just
Like
whoever is
he has
seeing
given
this, they really
examples.
thank.
Yeah.
This time he is giving some examples, In the previous write-ups he wrote, but this time I asked him, like you're saying to work on cognitive. Can you give some examples? I asked you, while writing this answer. So he wrote examples with examples. He comes with. So I don't
This is
have anything to say about this. We with the oral repetitions, repeating the things again and again, the auditory message is going, and they know that. So something, try something cognitively and something new. What he is saying, make the task interesting. What I said in the previous talk. So this is the way, and this is what worked me, and this is what this is the technique what I use, and it has helped me.
right, right, right. No, this is great. Prachi, anything from your side?
Yeah, the same thing what Neha said, because I think just asking the name of the fruits again and again, or repeating the same questions again and again, because I think it is frustrating for the child if you know it already. But if you
Right.
present the question in the same way, like tell me a fruit that is red and red in color, or a vegetable that is red in color and is circle,
Hmm.
or a fruit that has a sour taste. So it should be a combination of everything. Of course, as you said, the child should know the taste and the
Right.
texture. Okay,
Hmm.
so
And
if you present
and
the question in such a way, it will be more logical, it will be more critical thinking also will improve. So because in my sessions that I'm conducting, even I'm asking the similar question to the children and they like it so much. Like for example, yeah, they really like it. I mean, yesterday, yeah, so maybe we can take this offline, but children like asking such questions which are asked in a different way. Like for example, tell me something that is white in color and you drink it in the morning. See,
Hmm.
you have to always tickle them in a cognitive manner. They like it.
Right,
They like
right,
it a lot.
right.
So that's
So
why
last
he's
year,
trying to teach them cognitively. This I totally follow.
this last year
Great.
in this, we have played so many scavenger hunts, with the simple thing. Find the yellow color in this room, in this wall. Find something red in this color. Scavenger hunt, We have played so many scavenger hunt games last year. I have shared some of our write-ups in previous my Facebook blog also. And we have played so many things from from, we have worked a lot.
Great.
Scavenger games we have played a lot.
Yeah, even I'm a big fan of scavenger games. Totally
Uh,
agree.
I will send you. I will send you the links. What I have shared last year. So
Yeah, we'll move on to the next one. And Prachi, if you do not mind reading both the question and answer this time, because I'll have to make a quick call to Khushbu. She needs to join in and complete the recording.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks.
Uh, Communicates for his needs. The answer that Namita has given is that's very good to know, but you have to explain him how to share emotions, to teach him about emotions and expressing it, how he regulate it. Yes, Neha.
it's just a minute. So communication for his needs. It's means it's to know what you have to explain how to share, and it is also very important that the sharing how to. And we in the previous webinars also we have discussed more about the emotions, about the expressing, labeling the emotions and expressing the emotions and how to regulate it. We have discussed a lot. So I think no need to talk about this and discuss on this, again and again. I think. Uh, so yes, we have to teach our kids emotions, about the emotions and all. It's very important. So please, and along with the communications, teaching emotions and emotions regulations also is very important. So please work on. Well, I I insist again and again for the all the parents to work on the emotions.
Yeah, I think Neha, the way he has written is more so important in when the child is entering adolescence or teenage, especially because see, when you have the transition phase, the child has to know how to self-regulate himself. So it is very important that the child should be able to understand his own emotions and is able to express them, and should be able to self-regulate in any situation. So this is very important that he has said is we have to teach the child, because once in the transition phase it is very important that the child is able to understand. Maybe a 5-year old might not be able to understand emotions, but a 9 or 10-year old, you have to start teaching him these emotional things and expressing things. This is very important
That
in the
is,
overall.
we have to when your kid is around 5 or 6 years, start with the 4 or 5 emotions. Main, we have to keep start teaching them at the earliest stage, so that when they enter the teenage, almost they should learn how to regulate their emotions. At that stage, they have how to regulate their emotions at that stage. So we have to start this teaching the emotions at the early stage. Start teaching them. So Shall we move to the next question?
Yeah, Vidya, can you please move the slide? Why they are not interested in human communication?
I think it's like a repeated question. He says autistic kids give more response to low pitched tone with flowing sounds in same direction. They don't look for interacting with others because understanding the words and sentences become difficult. Autistic kids will have problems understanding how tone is used to modify the meaning of words. Not all kids are connected to robotic language, but find different ways to introduce low and high pitches according to the emotions in the words you use. He has described it in every possible way that he can.
Whenever we share our emotions, the tone of the voice will change. That's what, whenever we are happy and excited, our tone our tone of the voice will be so much in the lower, in the excited mode. Our tone will be, when we are angry, our voice will raise. According to the for the different emotions, there is a different tone of voice. What he is going to tell you. That, so we have to whenever we are teaching the emotions and making the child to label the emotions and all. We have to teach this pitch. We have to introduce the the, pictures about. We have to introduce how we should modify and how we should use the different tones for different sharing different emotions. How we should use the tones. We have to teach the child also. For example, I'm very happy. Navneet is very happy. I'm very angry. The tone changes when sharing the emotions. The tone of the voice changes in these two emotions. So we have to just I'm giving the example of this how to how to introduce the pictures. So it's very important to talk about share about this pictures also in how to uh, introduce this. So I think Kushbu would be the better person. I think she has joined. She may put some highlight on this.
Kushbu, would you like to add something? I think she'll just join in the. She will probably not be able to join, but just wind up the recording. Prachi, do you want to add anything here?
I think he has said it in the same way that I told earlier, is understanding how tone is used to modify the meaning of words. So I think he has said it that uh, how to understand the words in with the help of the tone, like low and high pitches, or the kind of emotion in which the words you use will actually help the child to understand the emotion in a better way or the communication in a better way. So I think it's the same thing that we discussed, but he has put it so beautifully that I don't want to add anything.
Great. Great. I think that is the end of our webinar today. Thank you, Navneet. First of all, thank you, Navneet, for your insight as always. So much meaningful, so important, and I'm sure as much as I am learning, so are the other parents gaining skills for themselves to be able to teach their kids. So thank you, Navneet, and thank you, Prachi, to join our team. It is so wonderful to have you here and get insights from you as well. Share your experience is wonderful. And Neha Didi, as always, being able to being able to represent Navneet and share your experience with us.
Yeah. Thank you, Neha. Thank you, Vigya. And
I think,
as I say, the Autism
and
Guru is there with us to guide us, to take us through this journey. So I have given this name to Navneet, the Autism Guru. So I think he's there to guide us because, as I said, he's more spiritual, and even
autism.
he's guiding me spiritually also.
Right,
So,
right,
yeah. So he has so much. He has so much to give. Rather, it is only for
right,
us to take.
right. As much as we can absorb from him. Very true.
Yes. Yes.
Very
So
true.
I'm absorbing as much as I can in all different contexts. Either it is communication or it is spirituality. I'm just absorbing knowledge from him.
That is so wonderful. No, I totally agree. Like he is our guru and guiding us in all different levels, different spheres. So thank you, Neha Didi, for such a gem, sharing him with us. All right, thank you both, and hopefully we'll come back soon with the next set of questions and the next series very soon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very complex topic, you know. The next topic is also a very complex one. Autism, knowing the autistic mind. You know what? I'm very curious. He's taking that, writing the answers for that. Let's see what else will, what are the things will come, hidden talent and what राज जो है ना वो आएगा धीरे धीरे बाहर.
Right, right. No, we are looking forward to it. All right, thank you,
Okay,
guys,
guys.
and yes, you have a good day.
Okay. Good night.
Yeah,
Good night, Vicky.
good.
Good day, Neha.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Good night,
Bye.
Bye
night, Vidya.
bye.